explore through this series of videos. We're going to uncover our differences and our similarities while helping these folks really uncover a bit more of themselves.
I agree. You know, and even if we just take the example of having a bath, right, and our different approaches to bathing in that whole self-care realm, it's very different, right?
Well, I mean, I think we should share that little story. Actually, that would be a good time.
Okay.
I remember you saying to me, so, you know, what do you do for self-care? And I said, one of the things I love is to take a bath. And you asked, so what do you do to prepare for that bath?
I did ask that. And what did you tell me?
I put the plug in and turn the tap on.
And what do you watch?
Well, I like to have my iPad nearby, and it's my time to watch my favourite shows, which are nature shows with David Attenborough.
Very sexy.
And then you said, so what else do you do while running the bath? Well, depends how long the bath takes to run, but I might pee while I'm waiting. But that isn't how you prepare for a bath.
That's not how I prepare for a bath, no.
So what do you do? I mean, you must put the plug in and turn the tap on.
I do that. I do that, and I have some sort of, I don't particularly like bubbles, but I do like a combination of Epsom salt, sea salt, and baking soda because it really helps to clean your energy as well as essential oil. And my favorite is sage oil because it's like giving myself a smudge from other people's energy. So 10 drops of sage oil. Lavender's nice, and whatever else.
And what do you watch if you're not watching David Attenborough?
I actually don't watch anything in the tub, but if I have the time, I put some nice music on, and I have candles around my bath, so I light the candles. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times I will actually prepare some sort of face mask. So as I'm soaking in the tub, I'm either moisturizing, doing a deep moisturize or a deep cleanse. And then...
Do you at least pee while the tub's being filled?
I do.
Okay. See, we're going to get those similarities in there.
There are some crossing paths, yes. And then I have a whole process when I get out of the tub.
Me too.
What's your process?
Well, I pull the plug.
Okay.
And I grab the towel. I rub down with the towel. Often a little squirt of talcum powder here, there, and everywhere. And that's it.
Okay.
Trying to think if there was anything else, but really, no.
No.
Oh, well, I switch off poor old David.
Okay.
And leave him to somebody else. But
Okay.
other than that, it's... I mean, what else is there to do?
Well, and if I go back a minute, either before getting in the tub or while I'm in the tub, I either do a dry brush to get off the dead skin before I get in the tub, or I loofah when I'm in the tub to...
You loofah.
Loofah. To get rid of it, exfoliate, to get rid of all that dead skin. So
I mean, that makes sense, except I would never think to loofah before the tub.
Well, you can get a dry brush, and if you actually give yourself a dry brush massage, it's very helpful, and it's more stimulating. The thing that you have to remember is when you're doing a dry brush massage, you want to move towards the heart. So and I do it with the loofah too, so you always want to start at your extremities and loofah up and in towards the heart, and same with at your feet. You're going to go at your feet and move up, all motion towards the heart. Mm-hmm. So if you do it dry brush, it's a little bit more invigorating than when you do it with the loofah, because that's a little softer.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm missing a loofah. I mean, otherwise I've got my David.
You do? You got your David?
I mean, you've got to take time in a bath. You can't just hop in. That's what a shower's for. If you're just going to get clean, shower. But if you've got the time and you're going to make it self-care, you need time for at least one full episode, David Attenborough.
Okay.
Down under.
Is that like 30 minutes?
Oh, well, yeah, it's an English show, so it could be a little longer.
Okay.
You know, I have been known to pull the plug and add some more hot water. That's how risque I've got.
Wow, good job.
Yep. Oh,
Very
yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
And so how are you moisturizing yourself when you get out of the tub?
When I get out?
Yeah.
When I get out?
When you get out.
Did I mention I rub down with a towel?
Oh, and talcum powder, right.
Right.
Okay. Well,
So what do you do?
I use almond oil. And coconut oil is another good alternative. I like Now products. I think they're Now Essentials, they're called. And you can get them at Lifestyles. but I like the almond oil because it absorbs better, I find, on my skin.
So you're not all slippery.
Yeah, and coconut oil sometimes leaves a bit too sleek.
Mm-hmm.
And I almond oil everywhere.
Everywhere? You mean like your earlobes and, you know, between your fingers, that kind of thing?
No, I mean, I spend a lot of time with my breasts.
Yeah.
Because it's very important to massage your breasts.
Here are mine. And they are. I mean, you know, my whole business has been started with breasts, and it's all about checking them. It's a good time to do your breast check, make sure we haven't got any lumps you haven't sort of noticed before, and just check there's no changes in skin blemishes and such like. Is that what you mean?
That's a very, yes, partially, because that's very important to do that as well. But I mean also, am I allowed to touch my boobs on TV?
I think so, because this is not one of my typical little interviews where I can always say, and it's always family friendly. This one, that's up for you to decide.
Yes.
Family discretion is advised.
Yes, but I would recommend, this is very good practice for women of all ages. I would just be mindful with massaging if you do have lumps. I would just hold and love as opposed to move that energy around.
Right.
But part of my oiling when I get out of the tub is to use that almond oil, and I look at myself in the mirror and I look at my breasts and I lovingly massage it all over, and you can...
I'm just going to lovingly move your mic a little tad.
Okay.
But anyway, you lovingly massage them and I'll move your mic.
Okay, moves either all. Okay. And you massage, you can do down and around and up and around. You can do figure eights.
Is this to get moisturizer?
To get moisturizer, it's also very helpful for the health of your breasts. And you're paying attention to them, you're loving them, you're appreciating them, and it's a good little perk in your day to give yourself some pleasure.
I totally get the health part. As I say, I do breast checks then.
Yes.
I completely get accepting these girls because, I mean, as I'm an expert on this, they come in all shapes and sizes, and they do have some lumps and bumps and sometimes some scarring, and to really appreciate this part of our body that does us so much good. I've never really thought of them much as pleasure. I mean, I do in my workshops make sure people know that, you know, first and foremost, these are for you, and if you choose for breastfeeding, but they're for your pleasure and for breastfeeding. But I have to say, I don't actually think of the girls too much as for pleasure.
Okay.
I mean, I think getting out the tub, my mind's on David Attenborough and whatever creatures he's just shown me. Maybe I should be watching something else.
Yeah. Or just paying a little more attention to your creatures.
Yes. Okay, so you massage down with almond oil.
I do, and everywhere. And also looking in the mirror to get some deep appreciation. And that just makes them so perky. Right, I look at our breasts; they're our bells of love, and they radiate love out into the world. Not in a sexual way, but just like our heart's right in between it, that heart center, that love center. So it's loving them so that you can stand tall and feel proud.
Anything to do with loving yourself, your physical and emotional, spiritual self more, I'm all for it. I just haven't really, I'll have to give that a try.
Okay.
So now I notice you're sort of skirting around something. You keep saying everywhere. Well, I don't put talc on the girls.
Okay, well, I would do oil.
Yeah.
And then I oil everywhere else, and I oil my vulva. Because you can breathe.
You oil your vulva. You know, this is the problem with me, is I'm so visual. I mean, really visual. That, you know those squeaky old oil cans?
Yeah, no.
That's all I can think of. It's just like...
Oh, like...
Now you won't squeak for
like
the
the Tin Man.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Okay.
Because it helps to keep her juicy. And...
It would do that.
As well as it feels so delicious, right? So you just, and you get to know and touch, and it puts a whole new spin on your day.
I imagine it does. I can just see me now coming downstairs and hubby saying, "So what was David up to today?" Well, let me tell you, it put a whole new spin on my day today. So, yes, now, I mean, the almond oil, I'm assuming you use an almond oil because it's safe and you can explore any part of the vulva.
Yes. Any
Okay.
part. And I do this after a shower as well. This isn't just,
So this is your daily routine?
this is my daily routine.
Really?
Yes.
No wonder you're so perky, and I don't just mean her boobs.
And she knows because she's seen them.
Yes, I have. That's a whole other video series. So, just that now we've moved from hygiene and self-care into a little bit more
Full.
Mm-hmm. And so after a shower and after the bath, you're massaging, oiling up.
Yes, massaging, oiling up.
Yeah.
And being present. Just giving yourself the love of non-sexual touch.
So it's non-sexual. Okay, then help me out here. So if it's pleasurable and perks up your day, but it's still non-sexual touch?
Yeah, you're just loving yourself. It's love. You're not doing
Is
it.
self-sexual though?
I guess it could be considered foreplay if you wanted to look at it from that perspective. I would have that in a different category. I'm just being self-full and self-loving when I'm doing that. I'm not doing it with an end result in mind that I'm going to bring myself
I
to
see.
orgasm.
Right. We've jumped straight there.
Well, no.
No. Here we are, episode 1. Carry on.
Okay, but it's just to be self-loving.
All right.
Just
so
to...
we don't have to think of it as that you're pleasuring yourself, or can we even use the word?
We can use the word pleasure because it is pleasurable.
I meant the other word.
Orgasm.
Oh, no, the other one. It begins with an M.
Masturbating.
The one my dad always said would go blind.
No, you wouldn't. You're not going to.
So it's
You probably
not...
have better eyesight for masturbating.
So it's not... Oh, it's warm.
I think it's
studio,
the lights.
Isn't it, eh? It's warm.
It's a hot
That's why they have red
flash.
in our flag in England, you know. It's because we're always flashing. All right, so it's not masturbating. See, I did it. It's not masturbating when we're oiling after a bath.
No, you oil your elbows. Why not your breasts and your vulva?
Well, that's a very good point. It's just when you were saying it's pleasurable and perk you up, I've never thought of being perked up by my elbows, but I'm going to try that.
Well, I think that there's certain areas of our body that are more receptive and erogenous than our elbows, but I was using an example.
Well, and it's quite sad when I think of it, because as you said elbows, I was thinking, oh, I do put moisturiser on there.
And look at how excited you got. Imagine the possibilities that lie before you.
I mean, really? Okay.
Okay.
I'm sort of lost for words. It doesn't happen often.
I think that's a good place to end.
We're just here to explore our differences and similarities when our goal is the same, empowering you to thrive. And if part of that is to take an hour to even just take 30 minutes time for yourself to have a bath in whatever way you enjoy, great. If it's to take that extra step and push play on David Attenborough, great. And if it's to take another extra step and really take more time, not just to observe and check in on your physical well-being, but check in on your sensual and sexual well-being as well. And just be aware of where you are with that.
Mm-hmm. And I think you would agree with me. I would love to know if any of you have favorite bath rituals or suggestions that we might like to try or share with everybody else that is watching the video.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see how to get hold of us, and I completely agree with that. And just, maybe it's sort of a continuum from one end to the other, and where I am on it is different to where you are, and all of us will be different, and maybe we'll be different at different times. Maybe
Exactly.
There'll be time for me to embrace the almond oil and time for you to start watching David Attenborough.
I'm not thinking so.
Wherever you're at, celebrate exactly where you are, embrace where you are, and
Love your beautiful body.
love it all. Let's see where we go from there.